Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from IamOiman, and I'm terribly sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Now he is in the Hindenburg, the tier 10 German cruiser. He's on the map Islands of Ice in a 3-point domination game mode, and well, it's obviously a tier 10 battle. Both teams have 4 destroyers, both teams have some radar. So yeah, we shall see how this goes. Now, in the chat in the beginning, people announced BC, but despite that we have a gearing going towards A. Now, I don't necessarily mind that. There are more than enough destroyers to cover all 3 caps, and if no enemy goes there, they could get a free cap, which looks like it's happened. It's just the gearing has to be careful. What I'm not certain about is the gearing's positioning. He should have stayed closer towards the B cap in a position where he could retreat if necessary, and of course, he wants to rejoin the team. Sitting up here in the far north is not helping anyone. And I'm not entirely sure where the gearing is heading now. He managed to get this cap, but what does he want up here in the A line? Now anyway, this game is... well, it has a slow start, let's put it like this. But there will be plenty of excitement later on. I've been getting quite a few nice Hindenburg replays lately. So I guess the ship is in season or something. Anyway, it's not looking very good at B and C, where the majority of the friendly efforts are focused, because, well, the enemy is having a heavy focus there as well, I suppose. Now, Lone Kutuzov looks like is going to retake A. The gearing is still up there, he is still in the A line, and I'm still not certain what he is up to. Meanwhile, we have a New Orleans coming right into the cap, showing way too much broadside and getting some citadels for his troubles. Now, unfortunately, the enemy has got the B cap. Now there is a Z-52, and I'm assuming if the Z-52 raiders, he is just pushing out the friendly destroyers. So it's somewhat understandable that they were not able to contest that cap. Unfortunately, the friendlies also have lost the south cap, and the friendlies also lost 2 destroyers already. Now that Kutuzov up there is just retaking the north without getting interrupted by anything. The gearing has finally left the A line, but well, too late to do something about the cap being lost. I'm not sure if he wants to challenge Kutuzov. He could have tried torpedoing, maybe he actually did that, I'm not sure. But if the gearing would have moved towards the center or something, he would have been much more useful. Now meanwhile, we have a Khabarovsk here who is getting caught out in the open in a cap, and IamOiman took care of that. So far he has 2 kills and 2 enemy ships have perished, so nicely done. Obviously a lot of the damage came also from other people, but he was part of every enemy that got taken out so far. Our friendlies are still desperately trying to take a cap here, but what's happening right now? Well, I mean, Yu Yang has a very nice chance here, but if the Z-52 is still around, he might just have something to say about that. There is also the New Orleans. Now, the Yu Yang here is also a bit too aggressive. If you want to take a cap like this and you might be afraid of a Z-52 or some radar, you want to stay as far away from those guys as possible. You want to stay on your side of the cap, and you want to have your exit strategy ready. The Yu Yang is pushing so deep that he is really just begging for a radar or something. And look at that, Yu Yang got interrupted. It's entirely possible that he just ventured so far that he was radared. Now he's trying to smoke up. But I'm not sure if that will help. He could also have been spotted the old-fashioned way, I suppose. Now, meanwhile, the gearing is coming down here south, and I don't know, maybe in 5 to 10 minutes that gearing will actually be at a useful place. You never know. Now in the south, friendly team, they don't have a destroyer down there. Would be really handy if they had like a gearing or something around, but they don't. And I'm not sure if they have any chance of retaking this cap with out of the enemy DDs that are probably ready to torpedo anything that tries to be aggressive. Now IamOiman is moving up and down here. He doesn't really have good shots at something. In a Hindenburg, you are not the best ship to just push in against battleships, I suppose. You have some powerful hydro to deal with destroyers, but you don't have smoke or really the tools to just try to contest those caps on your own. Now, the Yu Yang is still trying to take the center, and look, the gearing is still not here. Now, also, the friendly team might be pushed from behind from the A cap by a Minotaur and a Kutuzov. But hey, look at that, the Yu Yang almost has the B cap again. Unfortunately for him, there is now a Z52 and the New Orleans pushing him, and I can't see a version where the Yu Yang survives this. But maybe he can take somebody with him. Now our Hindenburg player here is desperately trying to get some shots over this mountain into the New Orleans. New Orleans is showing broadside. You know, I'm having kind of a deja vu. Didn't we have a New Orleans pushing right into the middle of the B cap, showing broadside and getting Citadel? Well, shockingly enough, it happened again. Oh, we have a very healthy Montana here who is already in the way of retreating from this battle because, I don't know, as the full health battleship that's top tier, you definitely want to get shot and use your hit points to tank for someone, I suppose. Now look at that, the gearing is showing up somewhat. Think he will anti-cap? I don't know. We have New Orleans who is pushing north, he is on his own, but I mean, the friendly team just doesn't have a lot of ships left now, do they? They also don't have any capture points, and they are losing this very, very badly. And it's about this time that IamOiman decides the time to be careful has long passed. If you are that far behind, you gotta take some risks. If you just continue playing it careful at this point, it's a certain loss. So his hydro is ready and he's popping it now, and he might just be pushing into B. Right here there is a Z52 who is sitting inside this smoke screen, and you know what? If he pushes that Z52 with hydro, there isn't much this guy can do. On the bad news side, we have a Minotaur and a Kutuzov both still left, and he might just be forced between dodging torpedoes here and angling against those ships, and it's a bad spot overall. Now the careful play would have been to just go away here and keep his distance, but as I said before, the time to be careful has long been past. This is looking so desperate that the friendlies have to take risks, or otherwise it's just all over. And so he is going in and he is pummeling the destroyer who has no way to escape the hydro. I think his torpedoes are, well, on cooldown. I mean, we saw one salvo I think in the beginning, and then one now launched at somebody else. Not sure why, but anyway, that's one threat taken care of. Now there is a Kutuzov here sitting in smoke, and there is a Minotaur around. Now he still has his hydro going, and look at that, well, I think that was, the hydro is just close enough to the Kutuzov so that the Kutuzov gets spotted when he fires in smoke. Now the Kutuzov is also showing his full broadside, which is mighty convenient. There are quite a few torpedoes coming this way from the Minotaur and the Kutuzov, but it looks like he is able to dodge those. Let's have a closer look at this torpedo. Oh, close, but not quite. Well, he is still floating, and if he can deal with this Minotaur, he might actually be able to take a cap here. That's, I guess, a start of a comeback, but they aren't there yet. Now Hydro is running out pretty soon. If this Minotaur is a little bit more passive or a little bit more cautious here, then now the Minotaur is moving in, which is quite useful. Now the Minotaur is launching torpedoes in return, but I think those are spotted, and combination of citadels and torpedoes takes care of this enemy. Now all he has to do is dodge those torps. And there you go, the friendlies have a cap zone. Now they only have to overcome the difference of like, what, 700 points? Oh, they are also behind on ships. So, yeah. Now IamOiman, meanwhile, is up to actually 6 kills here, which is pretty impressive on his own. And you'd expect that somebody has 6 kills, it's looking a lot better for the friendly team, but no. It's still looking rather problematic. Now he's getting some nice fires on this Roma, and hopefully he'll be able to burn this guy some more, but it's still a long way until this Roma goes down. Now meanwhile the friendly gearing got taken out at the 10 line, at least he sunk at the zone walls he so much loved while he was floating. So it's 2 against 4, and yeah. Now this Roma is showing an amazing amount of broadside. I suppose he is scared of torpedoes and he wants to get away, but I don't know, maybe he was thinking with so many fires going, let's give the enemy a reason to switch to armor piercing. But anyway, he has the Arsonist achievement, and down goes a Roma. This means it's a 2-on-2 now. Now that looks fine in theory, but still a somewhat healthy North Carolina. The friendly Minotaur is running for the zone wall. Now how healthy is that guy? Not that healthy, but once again, I mean, the friendlies are losing. They really have to sink ships here in order to win this. So maybe that Minotaur should just be risking it and come back guns blazing. But you know, North Carolina's guns are slowly turning in this direction, and they have finally completed the turn, but plot twist, they are shooting high explosive, and also IamOiman was angling here. Now he gets a nice toasty fire on the North Carolina, and that North Carolina should just be done for. So, still leaves an enemy Minotaur, and that Minotaur is way too healthy. Now the friendly ship is too far away to help. And this is going to be rather dicey. The enemy also knows this, he is going to angle. I mean, thankfully the Minotaur is stuck with armor piercing, and if the Hindenburg angles well enough, he can minimize the incoming damage. But plot twist, enemy Minotaur is deciding to just show broadside and get citadeled. Oh my, that was a very nice battle. So, IamOiman managed to get 3510 base experience, and very nicely done. This battle looked so lost, and he turned it around and carried his team to victory. Although he had to drag them along kicking and screaming. Now, IamOiman earned himself Arson, his Confederate, Devastating Strike, Dreadnought, Kraken and High Caliber. He scored 230,000 points of damage and he sunk 9 enemy ships. Oh boy. And despite all of that, it was very nearly a loss. So yeah, this was an impressive battle. It started off slow, but once IamOiman realized that they had to take drastic measure, he just went in and he basically wrecked everything he met. So I hope you enjoyed watching this impressive battle, and I'll see you guys next time.